Alright, welcome back to another math tutorial. Hopefully this one will be quick and sweet. I'm going to quickly go over percent increase and decrease. So typically a student will see a problem with, say for instance, I have 3 small bears, then it increases to 5 small bears. What percent increase is that? And when it comes to solving problems like this, there's a couple ways to do it. The first way I'm going to do it is show you a quick formula. We'll do an example using that formula, and then for another video I'll do a original change in new type system. It's using like a grid or a box, which I also like to use too, but some of these problems that you can use this formula, it's really quick. So let's look at that formula real quick. The original amount minus the new amount divided by the original amount. So remember, order of operations, I put that in parentheses on the top of the numerator. You need to do that one step. You get an answer, you take that answer and you divide it by the original amount. What I mean by the original amount and new amount, the original amount is the amount you start with, and the new amount is the amount you end with. When you do some of these, you're going to get negatives and positive answers. You can kind of disregard that. There's a certain way you can look at those to determine if it's an increase or decrease. But I would just use common sense and look at the problem itself. So like for instance, with the small bears, if I have 3 bears and I go to 5 bears, if I could count that, it's obviously an increase, right? So if I went from 3 bears to 1 bear, it's a decrease. So the percent will stay the same, but the terminology of an increase and decrease, you should be able to use common sense to figure that out. So here's a quick example problem I have. Let me scroll up. So I think this is actually taken from one of the quizzes. This section, there's a section in math strategies I think probably resembles this. I wanted to get a quick example problem, so I went there and checked and I pulled this one up. So our question is, we have the average grade of an English class rose from 70 to 85. What is the approximate percent increase? So I'll go ahead and calculate that on the side using our formula, just plugging in values and showing you the steps on how to do that. Alright, using our formula, we have the original amount minus the new amount divided by the original amount. So the average grade of an English class rose from 70 to 85. So the original amount is the number they list first, or what we start with. So that is our 70. Then we're going to subtract our new amount. The new amount is what the amount we end with. We ended with 85. I'm going to put this in parentheses. And then I'm going to divide that whole thing by the original amount. Remember, the original amount is the amount we started with, which again is 70. So 70 minus 85 is negative 15. This is what I mean. You can disregard the negative over 70. And I'm going to go ahead and punch that in my calculator. I'm going to do negative 15 divided by 70. And I get negative 0.21. So don't look at this negative as you see negative. Don't look at this as in terms of a decrease. It's just it's the difference between those numbers. So I kind of want you to disregard the negative and just look at it. I started with 70, I went to 85. Obviously that's an increase. And that increase is 0.21. Remember to convert a decimal to a percent. All you need to do is move the decimal 2 spots to the right. Here's my decimal at 0.21, so 1, 2. So this is going to give us approximately 21%, which would be this guy. So hopefully this quick math tutorial helped. Remember to do a quick percent increase or decrease. Use common sense to look up. If the number goes up, it's an increase. If the number goes down, it's decrease. The key part is taking advantage, or make sure you look at what the original amount is to your new amount. In the example we did, the original amount was 70, the new amount was 85. Take the difference between those, and then you divide it by the original amount, which was 70. You do that correctly, you get a decimal number, and then convert a decimal to a percent. You just move the decimal 2 spots over to the right. Hopefully that helps. I'll probably do another additional video explaining change, because some of these, they actually what percentage change, or what the original number is, or the new number is. I will use the original change and new box method, which I'll probably do in a future video. Other than that, have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys later.